ففروا إلى الله إني لكم منه نذير مبين ولا تجعلوا مع الله إلها آخر إني لكم منه نذير مبين.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. My brothers and sisters at home, my viewers at home, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The topic before me is level of fasting and the people of each level. According to Imam Al-Ghazali in his Ihya Ulumuddin, he categorized fasting into 3 levels. The first level is what he described as Sawmul Umum, that is the fasting of the general Muslims. Then the second level is Sawmul Khusus, that is the fasting of few selected pious people, or the fasting of the righteous ones. And the third one is Sawmul Khususul Khusus, that is the fasting of the highest class of people. Usually the category of people that belong to this third group are the prophets of Allah. Now, looking at what Sawmul Umum is, that is the general fasting. This is the fasting that the masses are usually engaged in, that is the generality of people. That is, when they fast, they avoid the taking of food, drink, and they move away from sexual lust during the fasting period. If one is able to do this, just mere abstinence from food, drink, and sexual lust, then that is the first level. That means such a Muslim that observes just fasting of avoiding drinks, avoiding food, and avoiding sexual intercourse, such a Muslim has not risen above the first level, that is the Sawmul Umum. Now, on the second level, Sawmul Khusus, that is the fasting of some few selected pious people. This goes beyond avoidance of food, drink, and sexual lust. It involves fasting with the different parts, with all the parts of our body, like our tongue, our eyes, our ears, and our limbs, like our hands, our feet, ensuring that we use all these different parts of the body in lawful things. We don't handle any unlawful thing with our hand. We don't look at unlawful things like watching pornography during Ramadan. Even outside Ramadan, it is not allowed as Muslims to be engaged in such acts. So our eyes must be able to glance at only those things that are lawful, that are halal. Any attempt to look at unlawful things will amount to committing sin in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hence, according to Imam Al-Ghazali, he said to be able to attain this fasting of the righteous people, that there are 6 conditions that must be met. The first condition is our ability to control our glance. When we fast, we must ensure that we look at only those things that are halal. Anything that is haram, we don't count our glances on them. Like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was reported to have said that glance is an arrow from shaitan, and that we must be careful about it. That anybody that is able to control his glances will be granted faith, and he will be made to taste the sweetness of faith. May Allah count us among those who taste the sweetness of faith. So it's very important that we are able to control our glance when we are fasting, so that our eyes will be able to engage in fast with us. Then the second one is our ability to control our tongue. That is, we ensure that we restrain our tongue from backbiting, from gossiping, from those evil talks that will make us earn Allah's wrath. May Allah save us. So we ensure that we don't utter anything that will be in disobedience to Allah while we are fasting. This is very important. Even to the extent that if anybody wants to fight with us, the Prophet ﷺ advised us not to fast. Rather, we should tell the person that I am fasting, at least to be sure, such that the person will know that this one is not ready to fight with you, even if you are ready to fight. That is what should be the attitude of a Muslim in Ramadan. We should not engage in abuse, we should not rebuke, we should not fight. We should not engage in careless talks, especially we as women. We should not engage in any form of useless talks. Don't let us waste our time on unnecessary talks. We make sure we use our tongue in the right manner. And this goes beyond Ramadan. But as we fast, we must ensure we monitor all these aspects.
لا يستوي القاعدون من المؤمنين غير أولي الضرر والمجاهدون في سبيل الله بأموالهم وأنفسهم فضل الله المجاهدين بأموالهم وأنفسهم على القاعدين درجة وكلا وعد الله الحسنى وفضل الله المجاهدين على القاعدين أجرا عظيما.
Then the third condition is that our ears, we ensure that we hear what is halal, what is lawful, because what is unlawful to utter is equally unlawful to hear. So we don't listen to obnoxious songs. We don't listen to things that we know ourselves that it is haram, it is unlawful. We should ensure that whatever we use our ears for will be halal. Then the fourth condition is that we should be able to keep our limbs, our hands, our feet from detested actions, and equally our belly. When we break our fast, it should be with halal food items. It is not right for any Muslim to fast since morning, and by the time of breaking fast, he breaks the fast with something haram, with unlawful food or drink. Then at the end of the day, one will conclude that what's the essence of the fasting? If you have kept yourself in hunger and thirst since morning, and now at the time of breaking fast, you are taking something that is haram. We have to be very careful, be watchful of how we use our limbs and our belly at the time, either during the fast or at the time of breaking fast. Then another condition, the fifth condition, is to avoid overeating at the time of breaking fast. That if you want to reach that level of the fasting of the pious people, of the righteous ones, then at the time of breaking fast, you don't overeat. Because when you overeat, you become tired. It will be difficult for you to perform Tarawih properly. To wake up for Qiyamul Layl may even be very difficult. So we should avoid overeating when we break our fast. And the last condition is a fasting Muslim should ensure that his heart is between hope and fear. When you fast, you must be hopeful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in one of his sayings, was reported to have said that Man sama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi. That is, if you fast Ramadan having sincere belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and expecting his reward, then such a person will be forgiven his previous sins. So this is to tell us that when we fast, we must be humble with our fast. We must realize the fact that it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are fasting for, and He is the only one that will reward us. Hence the need for us to be sincere, the need for us to be hopeful in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's reward. And the last level of the people of fasting is sawmul khususul khusus. That is the fasting of the highest class of people. So the people that belong to this level of fasting are usually prophets of Allah. They are the messengers, those whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends with guidance to people. Because in addition to maintaining fast with all the parts of the body, they also ensure their heart, their mind fast with them. And how do they achieve this? That is, they are free of any other worldly thoughts during their fast, except that their mind is always in constant relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any attempt to think about worldly matters will make their fast to be nullified. It makes their fast to break. So people at such level don't think of anything of this world when they engage in fast than only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us to be able to attain that level. And another way of looking at it, the way people are categorized when it comes to Ramadan, is the saying of one of the scholars that some people will enter Ramadan and will come out of it without any benefit. They will not get anything from the month of Ramadan. And that is the level that we must not wish for. Then the second level is those who engage in Ramadan, and immediately after Ramadan, some days after Ramadan, they are bereft of the attitude of Ramadan. They lose all benefits of the month. And the last category of people are those who fast Ramadan and are able to upkeep the spirit of Ramadan even after Ramadan has left them. It is this category that we must all try and struggle to belong to. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us, this spirit we are keeping during this month, to be able to continue with the spirit in our service to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after Ramadan. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
That is for Deen al-Islam, religion with Allah since time began. That is for dhikr, remembering Allah, and Ra is for the month of Ramadan. Oh, Ramadan. That is for zakah, to cure our greed, when we give our money to those in need. Sa is for salamun alaykum, peace be with you, wa alaykum salam.